Did you know that over 60% of people struggle with low self confidence? I was one of them. I know how it feels to doubt yourself and to let fear hold you back. But here's the truth: confidence is not a trait that you're born with, but a skill that you can build. In this video, I'll share how I went from self doubt to self belief so that you can step into your power and become the most confident version of yourself. It's a skill built through action, self awareness, and self acceptance. What do I have to say about confidence? Well, when it comes to confidence, it's how you show up in the world, it's how you present yourself, it's how people see you and perceive you. My own personal story when it comes to confidence is for so much of my life, I was insecure. I was not confident. I was that person who wouldn't raise my hand because I thought my questions were too dumb. Here's a great place where my lack of confidence really showed. Me, when I would do any sort of competitive thing with people, I get so incredibly in my head that I almost psych myself out to where I play worse when I do anything like that. It does actually affect you. Your confidence and how you show up is going to affect your performance. So try your best to really become aware of where you're at on the confidence scale and try to improve that the best you can. So a great way that I suggest trying to figure out where you're at on the confidence scale or figure out areas that you want to improve is asking yourself how you define confidence, or what does confidence look like to you. It gives you some solid insight on areas that you might be wanting to strengthen. So that's always the first thing that I suggest doing, is asking yourself, what is confidence to me? What does it look like? What would the ideal version of me be that is like my most confident version? What does that look like? How would I want to show up? Confidence is not just I love the way I look, it's the I love the way I feel. If you take a look at where you were a year ago or a couple years ago versus where you are today, and if you put in any effort into improving, you most likely see a difference. You most likely can see a difference in the way you present yourself, the way you act. So, with my experience throughout my life and with confidence, I've noticed there tends to be 10 different areas that contribute to people's lack of confidence. Those areas include: one, negative self talk and limiting beliefs; two, a fear of failure or rejection; three, lack of skills or knowledge; four, comparing yourself to others; five, past experiences; six, unrealistic expectations; seven, external pressures; eight, lack of support; nine, appearance or body image concerns; and then 10, perfectionism. So out of those, I've started the ones that tend to be the ones that people struggle with the most. The first one being negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. I actually made a video on limiting beliefs, so I'm going to try to put it up here. Go ahead and watch it. I go through some actual steps to kind of overcome your limiting beliefs. Oh, the next one is fear of failure and rejection. I know we all know about this one. This might be one of the number one things when it comes to putting yourself out there and being a confident person, because how many of us does the fear of failure and being rejected outweigh our desire to want to show up confidently? It keeps us from doing so many things. And if there's one thing that I've really started to master, it's not caring about the fear of one, rejection or failure. And don't get me wrong, I still get sad sometimes. I put myself out there regardless because I know it's contributing to my confidence. That one of the best ways to build your confidence is to be okay with failing sometimes and learning from it, and to be okay with rejection and realizing that just wasn't for me. But if you don't put yourself out there, you're definitely not going to get the things that you want. So it's worth putting yourself out there and not being afraid of failure and rejection, and instead owning your confidence and knowing your worth throughout that process, and that those things, those failures and stuff, they don't define you. Next one, I am also know all about this one: lack of skills and knowledge. This was another main thing that kept me from doing anything and very much kept me from feeling confident myself. I struggled so much even getting my YouTube videos up because I didn't realize how hard it was, that you actually had to speak on camera. I'm not very good at scripting and remembering the things that I script. This really got to my head a lot at first because I kept over analyzing everything I was saying. I was like, that doesn't sound smart enough. You want to do this thing and you want to show up confidently. If that matters to you, then build the skills and knowledge. You got to get over the fear of failure and rejection, and then you can build the skills and knowledge, and then you build your confidence. Oh, next one. This is a big one for everyone: comparing yourself to others. How many of us look at other people's success and compare ourselves and use that as an excuse to, one, make ourselves feel worse about our own situation, and two, convince ourselves that we can't do those things because there's not enough abundance in the world, or comparing your success to someone else's success is just, it's a recipe for failure and making yourself feel bad, because everyone has their own unique journey. Each person is individual, and you should never compare yourself to someone else. The world needs another you, not another that person. And this one is a big one, especially for ladies: appearance and body image concerns. It's really hard nowadays to be happy with yourself when you are put in a world where there's a standard of beauty, and we're trained to compare ourselves to that. Not trained, but we were subconsciously programmed to. I actually was very insecure about being Asian for most of my life. Incredibly insecure about it. Learning to accept yourself as you are it's a process, but it's so important, and it's so beautiful when you're able to get to that point. The ability to love yourself exactly as you are, exactly like as you would want someone else to love you, is one of the most beautiful things you can do for yourself. The other thing is, if you aren't happy with your appearance or your body image, then try to look if there's any areas that you could improve. Try to live a healthy lifestyle and see what follows. Decide that your body is worth taking care of in all aspects, and then see how that shows up and how your body appears and how you appear in the world. Because I promise you, you're going to appear a lot brighter. You're going to appear a lot more confident because you're proud of the things you're doing for yourself. Your body is most likely going to be more in shape and toned. And so find the routine that works for you. And don't be afraid to make adjustments if something isn't working. And I actually put together a list of affirmations for each one of these contributing factors to a lack of confidence. And I'm going to list them all up on the screen. You could pause the video and take a screenshot. I think these are great. So if you're struggling with any of these areas, write this affirmation down and read it out loud anytime those issues come up, anytime those insecurities come up. I am also putting together a link down below. So there will be a link to get a nice formal version of these affirmations and different things that contribute to our lack of confidence, so that anyone can print it out, or you can have it on your phone. And at any point in time, if any of these particular areas pop up and you just need an affirmation, it's right there. Okay, now for some tips to build confidence. So the first one is self-trust and self-discipline. If there's one thing that I noticed during the process of building my confidence, it was that my trust with myself directly correlated with my confidence and my self-love. So the more that I built trust with myself and doing the things that I said I was going to do by staying disciplined, the more my confidence grew. They are so impactful if you do them right. One of the things that I actually did that helped me is when I would have a specific thing come up that I wanted to build my confidence in. So one of them was for life coaching. Which after a session, I just was like, I want to feel better. I want to feel confident that I'm doing a great job. So what I ended up doing is I asked ChatGPT to put together a list of affirmations specific to what I wanted, the qualities I wanted to portray as a life coach and to build my confidence. And so what I was doing is, before each session, I would say those affirmations out loud, and I would feel them and embody them. And then I would go into my session and notice a dramatic difference. And I do this with my YouTube videos. I do this with every single thing that I currently don't have the full confidence that I want just yet. And I notice it makes a difference. It really makes a difference. And that's my little cheat when it comes to that. And I'd recommend trying it out. The next one is to step out of your comfort zone. When you put yourself out there, it's very uncomfortable at first, but one, a lack of confidence is what keeps you from putting yourself out there. So if you put yourself out there, even before you've built that confidence, you're automatically doing something a more confident person would do. And it takes courage to do that. Stepping out of your comfort zone and putting yourself out there to try new things will build your confidence. It's also going to build your skills in certain areas. And so it's so important to just try and do that. Just put yourself out there more often. See how that treats you over the span of a month of just consistently putting yourself out there. Compare your confidence levels at the end of that month versus the beginning if you try something like that. And I promise you, you're going to see a difference. Next one is create a confidence boosting environment. When it comes to your environment, it's the things you see and you hear and you interact with daily are going to make a difference to your subconscious, which will contribute to your confidence in the long run. And so I surround myself by this stuff as much as possible. Everyone kind of consumes or ingests knowledge in their own way. So if you're a visual person, find quotes to put in front of you, change your background to something that has an inspirational thing that is going to keep you on track, because that will lead to your confidence. being boosted. The more you stay on track, the more your confidence increases. Okay, and then act as if you are already the person you want to be. Earlier, I asked you the question to define what confidence is to you. Once you have that defined, figure out how that person acts and try to act like that person before you were even that person. An example for me is when I was at the gym. I was just like looking at my stomach, not feeling very confident. So I reminded myself, what would a confident person be doing right now? One, they probably love their body no matter how they look. They're not judging themselves. They show up exactly as they are, and they're not worried about what other people think of them. So they're not kind of like hiding their body or anything. They're just walking around and they're smiling at people and they're happy to be there. And so I did that. I just told myself a confident person wouldn't be sitting here and like trying to cover up and be scared or afraid someone's judging them. They simply wouldn't care and they would be enjoying their workout. So I did that. And I even smiled at people. I give some people compliments because a confident person isn't afraid to look people in the eyes and speak to people. I make an effort to do that to build my confidence with speaking to random people. The more you maintain an active lifestyle and eating healthy, the more confident you naturally feel because you feel good in your body. And I've noticed that when I feel my best in my body is when I feel the best around people. I feel more confident. I feel more proud of myself, which I keep saying that, but I think finding things that make you feel proud of yourself are going to make you more confident. But just like those things will make you more confident, the opposite will make you less confident. So you really got to pay attention to the things you're doing because just like these little things slowly add to your confidence, the more you don't do what you say you're going to do, but know you want to do it, and the more you do something that you're not very proud of, the more you are chipping away at your confidence and putting yourself even in a worse position of lack of confidence. And so be very mindful of what you're doing. I think one of the first steps is always to take care of your body and your mind because that always is going to contribute to how you show up in the world. The last one is to celebrate small wins. And this goes with everything I just said about the being proud of the things you do and purposely going out and doing those things, but celebrate that. Tell yourself, good job. Like, I deserve the praise for doing the thing that I said I was going to do. Be kind to yourself, be your biggest cheerleader. Encourage yourself to keep doing those things because more of that positive self talk, the more you are training your subconscious and yourself to believe that this is an amazing thing and that I should keep doing this. So it is just so important. Celebrate the small wins. You deserve it. And watch it change your confidence. And so that wraps up my video on building confidence. As a reminder, be kind to yourself during this process. It is a process. It doesn't happen overnight, but it is so worth it. And even the small steps you make towards being a more confident version of yourself is a huge step in my eyes. It feels so good, especially starting from a more insecure place. You will notice the difference with each and every step. But watch yourself change a year from now versus right now and actively putting in an effort to being that more confident version of yourself because it is going to be astonishing. Don't forget to check out the link down below if you're interested in that affirmation sheet that I have created. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Confidence, it's built through overcoming fear, and you have to be willing to undergo that process to build confidence. But it is so worth it. It is so worth it. It is such a beautiful process. Being able to put yourself through moments and know that you're okay contributes to your resilience, but it also contributes to your confidence.